Hi guys, welcome back to the Fantasy Chancer, the fantasy football show that we bring you each and every week here on the Upper Tier podcast on YouTube. Flying solo again this week, but next week's show, me and Darren will be doing together, and really looking forward to that one, to have someone on with me, and we're going to bounce off a few ideas together. Firstly, let's go back to last week. Last week I scored 65 points, which is pretty good. I'd be hoping to hit at least 50 points a week. I've been averaging over 60. So 65 last week. Very happy with Sanchez. Unfortunately, no clean sheet there. Saliba, Nico Williams. Nico Williams only played for a few minutes, so no clean sheet there. Sven Botman, Newcastle, Eddie Howe delivering at the back again for people. And a Newcastle defender is almost essential now in your fantasy football. In the middle of the park, I had Rashford for 7. Almiron for 3. Mo Salah drawing a blank again. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Mo Salah needs to come out of this team, which is crazy. You never would have thought that with the form that he's been in over the last few years. And I went with Bukayo Saka as captain instead of Erling Haaland, which didn't play to my advantage. But, Saka, as you can see there, scored a total of 109 points so far this season. So he's a definite candidate. Just got it wrong last week because Man City were kind of going through a little bit of a slump. And obviously I should have made Haaland captain and would have got 34 points there. But still happy enough with that. Mitrovic unfortunately didn't score. Harry Kane came up with another traditional goal, as he does. And then on the bench, I have Henderson, didn't play, injured, now out for the season. I'm going to replace him next week with Keylor Navas, who's 4.5 million. And Forest have been good for a few clean sheets here and there. So I think Keylor Navas will have to come in for me next week. Didn't miss out on too much else there on the bench, as you can see last week. So if we go into the league itself. So Graham Ward out in front, 1,308 points. Little bit of a gap there over Jamie Brown now. So, and followed by Kirk Loco, who's very close there. It's actually very close league the whole way down. Darren was telling me that he is gone ahead of me, 1150, 2 points ahead of me, 88 points last week. Very good week there for Darren. He said he's kicking into things. He'll be here next week to talk about it in a bit more detail. So I'm hovering around 23 out of 42, in around the Chelsea position, I like to call it, mid-table. So I'm still happy with where I am. I'm not the best player of fantasy football, and that's the whole point of this show. But tonight we're going to kick it off tonight with Chelsea and Fulham, which is going to be a great game. So looking forward to that one. So for this week, then I've went with Sanchez in goal. You would have to fancy Brighton at home to Bournemouth to keep a clean sheet there. So I'm very happy with that. William Saliba. I think Arsenal are in for the toughest Everton test of the season so far, if that makes sense. You see it all the time with the new manager bounce, and I have a feeling that Dyche will keep he will keep them up, I think. And it's going to be a really tough game for Arsenal. I can see them coming out on top, but I think it'll be very tight. And then Newcastle at home, Sven Botman again, as I talked about earlier, absolutely essential to have a Newcastle player there. Still only a great price, 4.5 million is all he is. You have to get this guy into your team. You could go with Trippier either. He comes out with more points, but Botman is a lot cheaper option, and he's guaranteed to play every week, as is Dan Burn as well, is another good shout. So my other defender this week is going to be Bueno. Liverpool at home to Wolves, Liverpool away to Wolves rather. Wolves at home. Going to be a tight game, I think. Wolves and Liverpool played out a 2-2 a while ago, and then the return leg in the FA Cup was only a 1-0. So I'd expect a kind of cagey affair here. Do I expect Bueno to keep that clean sheet? I don't think so. But I have to put him in there anyway. In the middle of the park then, Martin Odegaard, Everton away. You would think that if Arsenal are going to do any damage, they'll be able to do it away to Everton, and Odegaard and Saka, who I have in my team, should be instrumental in that. Also, Rashford double week. Yeah, I might have to change this. Crystal Palace and Leeds at home. It's just every time that you don't put Haaland as captain, he just does it, and then you miss out because everyone else has him as captain. It's a real double-edged sword. So I think I'll stick with Haaland as my captain, even though Rashford in fantastic form. Yeah, I'm going to stick with Haaland as my captain. But Mo Salah, big week for Mo Salah. I feel if he doesn't do it this week, I might need to take him out and just have a look and see what else is out. That gets you two quality players in there. So going to leave Mo Salah in for another week and see how it goes. Alexander Mitrovic. This is a big game for Fulham. Like Fulham are flying high this season and absolutely in no danger of relegation. So, will Chelsea be able to gel together? We're going to find out very soon. We're going to find out tonight. So, exciting times to be a Chelsea fan, but at the same time, it's probably going to take time to make all these things gel. And will they stick with the manager? I still firmly believe that he's not going to be there next season. That's just my opinion. So, Erling Haaland, Tottenham away. Spurs, if they start slow like they have done, they could be in real trouble. We seen a few weeks ago they went 2-0 up. They actually started out fast against City, went 2-0 up, ended up losing the game 4-2 with the Etihad. So you don't know what you're getting with Tottenham, but the one thing that Tottenham are likely to bring is a Harry Kane goal and or an assist. So Harry Kane stays in the team for me as well. You look on the bench then, we've got Dean Henderson. He's injured. I'm going to replace him with Navas for next week. Andreas Pereira, Chelsea away, just kind of took a gamble there. Nico Williams hasn't really been playing that much. I would like him in instead of Bueno, but I just think he's making these cameos now and it's not worth it point wise. And Nathan Collins also on the bench because I didn't want to risk two Wolves players against Liverpool for a clean sheet. It'd be a bit too risky. So that is where I am at this week. And looking forward to next week having Darren on the show. We're going to go through Darren's team instead of going through my team every week. It's nice to go through someone else's. So looking forward to having Darren on next week. Don't forget, guys, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Boys are putting out fantastic content. Go look at the show from last night where they addressed all the big issues in football, including the real big one. And the boys had a very open, frank, and honest discussion about what happened there at Manchester United this week. And you all know what I'm referring to. I no need to say it. So subscribe, like, share, all that stuff. We will see you again next week with the Dazzler.